Hello there, this is Deborah, and I'm back for a 2020 YouTube soap collaboration. The theme for this collaboration soap is called Memory. Now, one of the challenges was to make your own mold for your embeds. So I had made this mold last year. I got this how to do this off of YouTube here. It consists of Dawn dish detergent, as you can see here. You just kind of pour it into your bucket of water, and you just agitate it to get, to make sure that it's going to be nice and a lot of bubbles. And for some reason, the silicone binds really good with this Dawn dish detergent. So basically, what you have here is, once you add the silicone into the Dawn dish detergent, like I said, it's going to bind together. Now, I don't know why this worked the way it worked. I didn't come up with this, but it does work. Now, there's a lot of different ways of making this with the silicone. Last year, I tried it with the cornstarch, and it didn't work out too good. But when I tried it with the silicone and Dawn dish detergent last year, it worked out really good. So I thought I would make this mold for my challenge. Now, I could have bought one, but for the mold that I'm making, I already have this mold already. And plus, I didn't want to spend the money just for this project for that. So I'm just making out of the silicone here, making this mold out of silicone. Now, what I found, the trick to this is you have to make sure that when you knead it together, you make sure you put a lot of liquid, a lot of the dish detergent here into this silicone to knead it together. You just got to keep it wet with this Dawn dish detergent. I don't know why it works so good that way, but it does. Now, last year when I made it, I didn't follow the directions very well from the videos that I was watching. I had watched a couple of videos, so I'm not really sure who to credit this to, because like I said, I watched a couple of videos and I'm not sure who the original person that came up with this idea. But anyway, if you want to know how to make this, you can continue to watch me do this, or you can, after this video is over, go and look around, key in how to make a mold with silicone, and you're going to see a lot of different ones. But trial and error, this one came out, it works out really good after learning how to do it right. You just want to, like I said, keep your silicone under the water while you're kneading it. That way it doesn't get all over your gloves and over your hands. Now, I could have not used the gloves, but I think it's okay to use them because I don't want that stuff all over me if I don't do it right. And which last year I had it all over my hands and it was hard to get off. But anyway, it works fine. Now, like I said, I'm not using this mold all the way through for my embeds because I'm making a small one. It's not going to be that big. I'm actually going to make 2 small ones. And I really needed to use the mold that I had bought. But just because it was a challenge to make one, that's why I'm doing this. Now, the theme for my soap, we had to have a theme for the soap. Now, we was given several ideas to use, like your childhood memory, Christmas memories, birthday memories, favorite book that you read, a song that left a lasting impression, a meal or dessert that you once had, a favorite toy, experiment, just whatever experience you might have had, or a vacation. Now, the easiest thing for me to do was to do the one that I'm doing, and the first thing came to my mind was the blackberries. My younger brother, which is 2 years under me, him and I used to always pick blackberries, and my mom would always say, go pick some blackberries and I'll make you guys a blackberry cobbler. Now, as you see here, I have the embeds that I'm pressing down into the silicone mold here. I'm only putting a few here because I do know that since this melt and pour embeds, that it will melt inside of this silicone mold, so I didn't want to waste my embed, so I'll only use 3. And that was to show, that was for the challenge there. It did say to make your mold to use for your embeds, but I would have had to use a lot of this to be able to be productive. So that's why I ended up using a mold that I had bought. But I did want to do the challenge just to show you that it does work. You can make your own mold out of the silicone, and it's less expensive than buying, you know, the other stuff. And I think if you was going to be using a mold permanently that you made yourself, you would want to buy the right proper material to make this mold. Now this do have an awful smell to it. Now I'm not smelling it right now, but you know, some people do say they smell it, and I did smell it last year, but I'm really not smelling it that much right now. But I know when it dries, it smells pretty bad. You have to air it out. So I don't use this type of mold too often, but when I first started off and I didn't have a lot of money to buy molds, I did make a few of the molds. And I did make the mold last year for the collaboration, the little birds, where I did the Oreo birds. That came out really nice. That was awesome. So like I said, my theme is going to be blackberries, because my brother and I used to always pick blackberries, and we always had to have the sticks to beat off the snakes, if because they like blackberries too. So I had an awesome experience growing up. I had a lot of wonderful memories, as well as some sad memories too. But anyway, this is on a happy occasion, a happy time here. I'm just happy to get this video up. I lost about 2 videos because I had some troubles with the software that I was using. So it kind of got me a little discouraged, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. But then I thought, no, I really need to get this done. So that's why it's taken me a while to get my video up and running, because outside of doing other things, I need to get this done. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Okay, then I will come back in and out of the video and talk to you. It's a little bit noisy right now here, so I will come back a little later on. By the way, before I forget, I'd like to thank Renee Kramalis. She's the founder and the host for this 2020 Soap YouTube collaboration. Thank you so much, Renee, for inviting me back, and I love her dearly. She's such a sweet friend. Thank you so much. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to continue to show you what I'm doing here. I will come back in and out of the video a little later. Thank you so much. I'm back. Now it has been 24 hours and I'm back with the soap to show you what the cut looks like. I just need to take it out of the mold here. It actually sit a little bit longer than 24 hours. Now I did add a few things. I did a water discount for this soap, as well as I add a little bit of sugar and salt for extra bubbles and extra hardness. I did use some sodium lactate, but I was almost out of the sodium lactate, so I had to add a few other little things in it to hopefully to get this soap to harden up really good. So we shall see how this goes here as soon as I can get it out of the mold. Okay. Now normally I just press down the bottom of it and it comes out. So I don't know if don't have enough patience with it, so I'm just going to flip it over. Now this is not something you normally do, but I believe the soap is hard enough so it doesn't leave any indents. I don't really pull the soap apart with the mold here, so it came out all right. But normally I don't do it that way. I just normally keep messing with that until I get it to come out of the mold without rolling it up like that. But it did work out, so it's a good day for me there. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. It's a lot going on in this world, wouldn't you say? But I believe we're going to get through this. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to unmold both of them, but I'm only going to cut one of them. That way it doesn't continue to take a lot of time up here. This video was a little bit longer than I had hoped for, but I hope you're still here. I hope you're still with me. I think it took a little bit longer because I wanted to film the making of the mold, of that silicone mold, to show you, you know, actually from step to step how I actually made it. Yeah. So it turned out really good. Now I didn't really make the embeds for this soap with that little silicone mold. Now I basically put some melting point embeds in it so you could see how that would work. But I know if I wanted to do that and using those embeds, they would have melted. I mean, it just wouldn't have worked out that well in that little mold because it wasn't quite dry enough, I think. If it would have been dry enough, I'm sure it would have been fine. Now I have some little molds here that was with the extra soap, so we shall see how they look. Oh, not bad. That is olive branch there. And this one is a butterfly with a rose. That's really pretty. I think they came out really pretty. I would have hoped for more colors, but I was pouring it at the end of the soap. You know, where you just get then what's left in the bucket, in the pot. So that's what happened there. Now I pulled this one first, so hopefully it should have a little more colors. Wow, all right. Now that one that says Faith, I think I'm going to add a little gold into the bottom around the rims there. And I'm going to make sure I give this to my mom. Alrighty there. Just get that out of the way there. So like I said, I'm only going to cut one. Now, if you're wondering why am I cutting it this way without the embeds on it already, it's because I want to pipe on top of the soap. And I know me, I just keep billing and billing and billing and get too much. Oh, that came out really nice. I just keep billing and billing, piping on, sorry about that, piping on, and it gets too tall for this cutter. Now I am planning on getting a soap cutter, but it hasn't got here yet, so hopefully it's going to do the job. Oh, I cut that a little bit too big. Now I will cut that again. I didn't have my gauge on it. The gauge just kept falling off of the soap cutter here. So that was another problem. Now I did have like a little bling bling guide on it, but it came off too, and I haven't put anything on it as a guide. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some little marks there. I have one mark, but that's a little bit too big, as you saw. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to be marking a little guide there for myself. That way all the soap will come out even and pretty much weigh the same. Oh boy. I had so much fun making this soap. always enjoy the collaborations, and I just really think Renee, she is just the sweetest. She's just pretty awesome in my life. And these colors was not just randomly picked. These are actually colors that meant something to me for the memory. The green actually represents the blackberry bush, the green. That was my color for that. But the other colors, they really has memories to them. Now, the purple is my favorite color, and I love wearing purple. And the hot pink, I had to wear a lot of pink. The hot pink and the light pink, I had to wear a lot of pink back in the days when I went to church with my grandmother. I was like, those were the only colors she thought a little girl should be wearing. Although I did wear some green, so that was good. Some green and some light blues, but a lot of pastel colors. But these are pretty hot colors here, which I do like hot colors. So like I said, I wore a lot of the pink and pink socks with little ruffles around them. And so it's just a lot of memories with a little purse and little hat, little gloves. We just did it up back in those days. But this is why you don't see the blackberries, because I just didn't want to put them to try to make the soap and pipe big on it. So I'm actually cutting this soap, and then I will pipe some dollops on it, a design, and then I will put the blackberries on top. So that's the reason for this. I really love this in the pot swirl design that I got here. I think it just came out awesome. And I love this color combination. It just really makes me happy when I look at it. So maybe that was another reason I love happy colors, and I like to, it just makes me feel happy. And I hope it's making you feel happy too, if you like bright colors. This seems like a perfect time for some bright colors. A lot of things that came to me when Renee said, let's do a soap with a theme of memories. You know, I hadn't thought about the blackberry patch. My brothers and I, all of us would do it, but this little brother, my brother that was 2 years under me, I call him my baby because if you touched him, you pretty much had to touch me too. If you had a problem with him, you had a problem with me, especially if I was around. I have a brother that's 2 years older than me, and sometimes me and my little brother would be getting on his nerves, and he'd want to deal with us. So we would just kind of team up on him, but it was kind of hard to beat him. He was pretty tough. But we do a lot of running. I just had a marvelous time growing up. We played all day long. My mom just had this thing about, you know, on Saturdays you watch your cartoons, you get your work done, and then you would go outside and play. You'd play all day. So we had a fishing pond just real close to the house, so we was always swimming in the pond with the snakes. Or we was in the field in the pasture, you know, where the animals was. We just had a good old time. We had a lot of kids come up and swim, and if we wasn't swimming, we was up and down the railroad bed. Where I live, it was a railroad bed. It was a lot of clay and dirt and little hills. We'd slide down the hills. Just a lot of childhood memories where you playing outside a lot and just having a good old time. A lot of times we'd walk up the road and down the hill a little bit, down the road a little bit to our cousin's house and play with them. And we played a lot. We played hard. With all the, we didn't wear shoes when we was out playing. I don't know why we didn't have shoes on with all the snakes and stuff, but we didn't wear shoes. We would get stickers in our feet and we just pull them out and keep playing. We was pretty tough. I don't think there was any fear in us swimming in that pond with all of those water moccasins and out fishing and just no shoes on. I remember getting a nail in my feet, and my brother, he was a little too little to pick me up, but I was hopping, holding on to him, hopping to get home so my mom could get that nail out of my feet. And as soon as it was well, we was right back into playing. So we did a lot of playing. We just had a good time. So thank you, Renee, for helping me to remember these memories. Although there was some sad ones, but like I said, there was a lot of good memories. Now, one of the things I was a little concerned, here, these are the blackberries. Now I didn't use the little mold. I did use the mold to show example how it would turn out, but I basically used a mold that I had purchased, this big mold here, and I will put down where I got the mold from, so if you're interested in buying that mold, you'd be able to purchase it. So I'm just going to be speeding the video up in a little bit, but I'm just wanted to show you how I pipe these on. Like I said, I was a little concerned, are this soap going to be falling over? But it didn't fall over. I didn't have to tweak this video. I didn't have to edit. You know, I didn't have to take that out because it just worked out really good. The soap was nice and firm. Now, I'm not going to pipe all the way through like I was saying. I'm going to speed it up in a little bit. But I love piping on top of the soap. You do need to spray it with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol so that it will grip, you know, because this is the next day here. And I've done this before, and it works out really good. Soap stays on. The dollop stays on the top, no problem. I hope you will go over to my website. This soap will be on pretty soon, but I do have a lot of other soaps, and check them out. The holidays are just around the corner, so I hope you will shop small businesses because we need your help. Okay, so you see me speeding it up, so... and I also sprayed the alcohol there. So once again, I will put some descriptions of a lot of things that went on with this soap. I hope you go over and check out all the other amazing creators of soap makers, because there are some really awesome ones. And thank you again for sticking with me to the end and watching this video. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have an awesome and a blessed day, and stay safe, stay healthy, and keep your head up. Thank you. Bye now.